So hello everyone, welcome back to Oliveboard Regulatory Bodies and welcome to your 1000 MCQ series which are expected questions in your RBI Grade B phase 1 exam. Let's start our next series of questions with, we are starting with 21st question in our next 80 questions. We already finished 80 and these are our next set of 80 questions. India is ranked 127th out of 146 countries in terms of gender parity. So gender parity, very important topic from your ESI, I may say. So improvement of 8 places from last year according to annual gender gap report. Very important report. Do it. Definitely you should do it this year. Recently released gender gap report, which of the following statement are not correct? India's neighbor Bangladesh and Sri Lanka have performed better than India in index. Second is gender gap report कौन release करता है? World Bank. And third statement is Iceland is the most gender equal country in the world for 10 consecutive years. Look at it. See, whenever you're looking at the statements, let's try to break it down into multiple aspects where we can find out that either this statement is correct or wrong. So for example, the first one, India's neighbor Bangladesh, Sri Lanka have performed better than India. Either this, both of the countries have performed better than India. Either only Bangladesh performed, either Sri Lanka performed. So these are the 2-3 chances in first statement. Second statement, gender gap report has been released by World Bank. So your institution, either the institution only will be different, maybe IMF. And then Iceland is the most gender equal country. So this country, Iceland, there may be other country, and 10th consecutive year number may be different. So through this you can try to answer in such a way. Options 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 2, 3. Mind you, they have asked you which of the following is not correct. So therefore the answer here is your 2 and 3 are not correct. So let us see what is wrong. So definitely what I told you guys, Iceland is the most gender equal country for 14th consecutive year. What they gave? 10th. यही तो मैं आपको बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं. Whenever you see a statement, you have to break it down कि वो statement examiner कहां पर गलत कर सकता है और जहां पर वो सबसे ज्यादा चांस है उसको गलत करने का. आइसलैंड इस कंट्री को, शायद से आइसलैंड की जगह पर कोई दूसरी कंट्री हो सकती थी. दैट इज वाई एटलीस्ट लिटिल बिट नॉलेज इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट. जैसे कि अगर जेंडर गैप रिपोर्ट आपने थोड़ा भी पढ़ा है तो आपको यह पता होना चाहिए. यू शुड नो दैट आइसलैंड इज द मोस्ट जेंडर इक्वल कंट्री. Now, if you don't know that it is 100, 11th, 8th, 9th consecutively year in which it has won, then definitely you can take a shot on here because you confirm know that Iceland तो है ही है, right? Same goes for India's rank 127th out of 146. So high chances there that in rank also they may change or exchange the overall thing. Now one more thing, they said that World Bank release करता है gender gap report. But if you see कौन वो किसका है ये रिपोर्ट? वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम, दैट इज WEF, राइट? सो अगेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन यहां पर चेंज कर दिया, विच मोस्ट प्रोबेबली बहुत सारे रिपोर्ट्स का जो स्टेटमेंट्स अगर है तो उसमें से एक स्टेटमेंट होता है दैट विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डज इट. एंड इंडियाज रैंक व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग एट, पाकिस्तान इज एट 142, बांग्लादेश 59, चाइना 107, नेपाल 116, Sri Lanka 115, Bhutan 103. So Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Bangladesh are way more ahead than us. 127 हमारा रैंक है. China also is at 107. Even Nepal also is ahead of us, guys. Pakistan is not ahead of us. So ये statements आपको इस तरह से break down करके आपको समझनी पड़ेंगी. Okay? Next. Consider following statements regarding accelerating growth of New India's Innovation AGNIi program. AGNIi is a program for National Institution for Transforming Niti Aayog. The program aims in supporting government laboratories for commercialization of their inventions. Under the program, activities relating to training and capacity building of scientists are carried out. Which of the above statements are correct? 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1 only and 2 only. So if you look at all these statements which have been given, try to understand. Again, try to find out that which of the following statement could be wrong. For example, AGNIi, program of national institution. So this organization, they may replace this organization, right? Next, the program aims to support government laboratories for commercialization of their invention. Okay, seems to be, we have to find the correct statements and seems to be generic statement. Okay, under the program, activities relating to training and capacity building of scientists are carried out. Again, a generic statement. Always remember, more factual the statement is, more content dense the statement is, high chances there is a elimination chance. For example, data डाल दिया आपके statement में. For example, कोई organization डाल दिया. If they put more content, more elimination chances are there. But if they put some generic thing, then it's very difficult to identify. But most of the generic statements are actually true. So in this way, you can try to find it out. In RBI, you cannot directly pull the shots by these techniques. You need to have knowledge for that. For example, this AGNIi program, at least you should read something about it. The correct statement here is 2 and 3. So two generic statements were correct here, which we said. The first one is wrong. Let us see why the first one is wrong. because your AGNIi is commercialization program only related to innovation. It is a program of the Office of Principal Scientific Advisor of Government of India and a mission under Prime Minister Science, Technology and Innovation Council, that is PM STIAC. So it is not under your National Institution for Transforming in India Ayog, that is NITI Ayog. Okay, so it is under PM STIAC, and rest of the statements generic, very, very true. So other information is also given. For example, the main objectives of the program which are associated with innovation ecosystem, techno entrepreneurship and building scientist innovation technology transfer offices, etc., etc. The rest of the things are associated with the, yes, other things could be research laboratories, which the statement was talking about, research and development, academia as well as laboratories. Before moving to the next question, let me just tell you one very important thing which is associated with our RBI Grade B preparation. So if you are preparing for RBI Grade B exam, you already should be knowing that we have launched a very important course related to your phase 1 preparation, and that is your GA MCQ batch. We have received lot of responses, guys. These responses are simple. Whatever questions you saw in all of these sessions, what quality questions I am trying to take. Don't you think that these are really great questions? If you want such 2000 questions with you before your phase 1 exam, what should you do? Yes, you should go for this batch, because all of the faculties here, Pooja ma'am, Lakshmi ma'am, Aditya sir, me, we are trying to give you as much as questions before your phase 1 exam. So we are completing 2000 MCQs related to GA, which covers the topics like PIB, government schemes, finance and banking current affairs, and your expected MCQs. So how to get the YouTube PDF, sir? YouTube PDF, if you want to get, definitely you can go on the app, and in that app section only all the YouTube PDFs you will be getting related to lectures. Other than that, if you are a student who needs the current affairs notes for the revision, then we have also launched the regulatory PDF revision course or pack. So where to find that revision PDFs? Only 3 PDFs are there. All last 8 months PIB, government scheme and current affairs is covered. How to get these 3 PDFs? Go in the test section. In test, go in RBI section. Once you go in RBI section, at the bottom you will find multiple tests. Above the test only in red color, regulatory revision PDFs are there, current affairs schemes PIB. If you go here, it's only at 999. 3 magazines are there, 1 magazine for current affairs, 1 for PIB, 1 for government scheme. Overall coverage is from January 2024 to August of 2024. Don't miss this opportunity. Okay. Once you understand this, let us now go through next set of questions. So first is, during 2023, the combined balance sheet of commercial banks expanded in double digit. So many of the content, whole of the content is related to scheduled commercial banks, SCBs. ठीक है? GNP जो है, that is gross non-performing asset, that also dropped 10-year low. Okay, considering all of these things, and even one of the report which is this year very, very important, that is trend and progress of banking in India, identify correct statements. First is, consolidated balance sheet of scheduled commercial banks including regional rural banks grew by 12.2% in 2022-2023 and highest in 9 years. The share of private banks in consolidated balance sheet of scheduled commercial banks declined from March 2022 to 2023, and at the end of March 2023, 81.2% of scheduled commercial banks investments were in government securities, that is G6. So 3 statements are given. The report is simple as given to you, which is trend and progress of banking in India. We have to find the correct statements. So here also try to see first statement. Lot of data has been given here, highest in 9 years. So 2 types of data. The second is related to private banks and their consolidated balance sheets of scheduled commercial banks declined in the March 2020, in 1 year, March 2022 to 2023. And here 81% of scheduled commercial banks investments were from government securities, that is G6. Which of the following statement is correct? You also try to give the answers, guys. Just, it's not a movie just to watch, right? थोड़ा आंसर देने की कोशिश करो. So the answer here is your 2 only is correct. The first and third are wrong. Let us go through the overall content. At the end of March of 2023, 81.2% of SEBI's investment were in government securities. Okay, so at the end of 81.2% of scheduled commercial banks investments were in government securities. Then why the answer is second only? Okay, SLR investment of SEBs rose by 14.2% as compared to the growth of 9.0% in previous year, which pulled up the increment investment deposit, that is LD ratio. So next is consolidated balance of SEBs grew by 12.2% in the year of 2022-2023, the highest in 9 years. So your first statement is also correct. Your second statement, your third statement is also correct. I think the answer, guys, is misprinted here. Okay, let's try to look at the third statement, which is related to the private banks. Okay. Yes, the private banks, when we are talking about the share of private banks, okay, it in the balance sheet declined, in the balance sheet of SEB declined from 58.6% at the end of March 2022 to 57.6% at the end of March 2023, and they gained the share from 34% to 37%. Okay, so overall, when we are talking about the second statement, if you see, declined, has it declined? All the three statements are correct here, guys. Okay, all the three statements are correct. So my bad, guys, here second is not the answer, fifth is the answer. 1, 2, 3 all are correct here. Why? The consolidated sheet, when you are looking at, it grew 12.2% in the 2022-2023, which is highest in 9 years. The second statement is also correct. Yes, the share of private banks in consolidated balance sheet of scheduled commercial bank has declined from, here clearly it has been written, from 58.6% to 57.6%. And third is also, third is also correct here, which is nothing but 81.2% of scheduled commercial banks investment were in government security only. So my bad, all the three statements are correct here. All three correct, all correct. Okay, next. Okay, next. The Reserve Bank in January 2024, as a measure to assist the account holders and with view of consolidating and rationalizing extant instructions in inoperative accounts, then they have given excessive information here. Don't need to even read it. Let's directly jump to the questions. The main question and the topic here which we are talking about, it is again related to comprehensive guidelines on where the banks are covering different aspects like classifying the accounts, deposit, mainly related to inoperative accounts. This passage completely related to this question is associated with inoperative accounts as well as unclaimed deposit. This is the main theme of this particular passage. Considering this theme, the periodic review of such accounts, deposit, measure to prevent fraud, then redressal mechanism for expeditious resolution of the complaint, step-by-step tracing of the customers, okay, reactivation of accounts, settlement of claims, and the process to be followed by them. The revised instructions are applicable to which of the following types of bank? So all these instructions which are there associated with inoperative accounts and unclaimed deposits are applied to which of the following banks? Public sector bank, private sector bank, regional rural bank, and cooperative bank. So the answer is either 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, all 1, 2, 3, 4. So answer here is all, guys. All the banks here, they definitely go through the revised instructions for inoperative accounts and unclaimed deposits. Okay, so you can read this news definitely, because very important very important instructions have been given. So any of these instructions also can be asked in exam, that which of the following are instructions, which of the following are not instructions. So these are all the instructions which are associated with this inoperative and unclaimed deposits. So these instructions are like the overall exercise of power is it's conferred by section 35A of Banking Regulation Act, section 26A 5156 of the Act ABID, and all the other provisions of this act or any other law enabling Reserve Bank to issue instruction in this regard. So remember, this also can come in form of statement. One more question. Now this question is related to a draft circular on dividend declaration, criteria of the banks and remittance of the profits. Okay, so here when we are talking about the guidelines are related to implementation of Basel III norms and prompt corrective action framework. Let us read the statements trying to understand it. According to the draft, commercial banks, small finance bank, payment banks, local area banks, regional rural banks have to meet applicable regulatory capital requirement, that is capital to risk weighted asset ratio upon CRAR for each of the last A financial year, including financial year for which of the dividend is proposed. The draft also mentioned that net non-performing assets NNPA ratio should be less than B% for the financial year which dividend is proposed. Which of the following can be replaced in A and B? The A is nothing but that banks will have to maintain applicable regulatory capital requirement, that is CRAR, capital to risk weighted asset ratio, for each of the last dash financial years, and including financial year for which dividend percent for the dividend is proposed. And the draft is also mentioned that NNPA, that is net non-performing asset ratio, should be less than B%. First A is years and B is percentage. So 2 years 9%, 4 years 7%, 3 years 6%, 5 years 9%, 3 years 3%. Answer, guys. For this you should see, when such questions are asked to you, look at it. The data and most important of all, the stats become very important. Stats and data combination, this is very important, and it can only make or break your overall performance in your such questions which are expected in exam. The answer here is A is nothing but overall the CRAR for each of the last 3 years, and the NNPA, that is net non-performing assets ratio, should be less than 6% of for the financial year for which the dividend has been proposed. So 3 years and 6% is your answer. So overall, if you look at the options given here, okay, so these are the overall statement which is associated with implementation of Basel III norms and prompt corrective action. And if you look at it, then last 3 financial years capital risk adequacy ratio has to be maintained, and you should have NNPA ratio less than 6% for that particular financial year where the dividend has been, for which the dividend has been proposed. Okay, next. Reserve Bank of India on January 3, 2024 reviewed the directions of commercial papers and non-convertible debentures of original and initial maturity up to 1 year. The bank stated that issuers of commercial papers and your NCDs, that is non-convertible debentures, to disclose information on any default in payments through various channels, including public dissemination such as information through website. Further, the bank put the total subscription by all individuals, Hindu undivided families, in primary issuance of CPs and NCDs to that dash percentage of total amount issued. So the total issuance of CPs and NCDs are 20% of total amount, 25%, 50%, 75% or 90% of the total amount. That we have to find out. Try to answer the question, guys. So the answer here is 25% of the total amount issued. So if you see, bank has put a cap on total subscription by all individuals and Hindu undivided families in a primary issuance of commercial papers and non-convertible debentures to 25% of total amount issued. Okay, so bank also have expanded the category of CPs and NCD issuers to even include invites and rights, that is infrastructure investment trust and real estate investment trusts. Next question, the Ministry of MSME aimed at support development of MSME sector, and they have given more information related to the credit support, new enterprise development, blah 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 blah. Which of the following statements are correct which is associated with the ministry and MSME sector? Collateral free loan up to limit of 50 lakhs to MSME with guarantee coverage of 85% for various categories of loan through Credit Guarantee Fund Trust of Micro and Small Enterprises CGTMSE under Credit Guarantee Scheme shall be provided. Okay, so this is first statement. 50,000 crore equity infusion through self-reliant Indian fund, and no global tenders shall be allowed for procurement up to rupees 200 crores. You have three options with you. Okay, you have three options with you: 1 2, 2 3, 1 3, 2 only, and all 1 2 3. Okay, which of the following are correct? All three statements are associated with MSME, and even all statements are difficult because so much content is there, so much data and stats are there. So the third statement, when you are looking at, there also your stat is there 200, that's why I have underlined it. 5,000 crore I have underlined here, 50 lakh here, 85% here. So these are some of the things which examiner can definitely try to twist them. We have to find correct statement, and here the correct statement are second and third only. First one is wrong. Let us go through all these statements. Very important sector, MSME. So first, collateral free loan not up to 50 lakh but 500 lakh to MSMEs with guaranteed 85% of up to coverage of 85% for various category through CGTMSE under Credit Guarantee Scheme. 50,000 crore equity infusion and corpus of 10,000 crore provision from Government of India. No global tenders for procurement up to 200 crores, and rollout of raising and accelerating MSME performance ramp program with an outlay of 6,000 crore over 5 years. Recently, next question, recently Government of India came up with the guidelines related to battery. Okay. Yeah. So this was the question. Recently, Government of India has come out with the guidelines for undertaking pilot projects related to green hydrogen in transport sector. So the scheme National Green Hydrogen Mission, with respect, we have to find. So National Green Hydrogen Mission statements not correct. First statement is associated in, I am audible, right? First statement is associated with that green hydrogen mission launched in the year of 2023. Outlay is given 19,744 crores. It will contribute India's goal to become Atmanirbhar, self-reliant through clean energy and serve inspiration for global clean energy transmission. And it will lead to decarbonization of economy, reduce dependence on fossil fuel imports and enabling India to assume technology and market leadership in green hydrogen. The answer here is very simple, guys. We have to find not correct. None of the above are not correct because all three are correct. Let us go through this scheme very in depth. So the first important thing to understand is that launched in the 4th January 2023, latest scheme है ये 19,744 crores is one of the outlay. That is why सब लोग green energy चिल्ला रहे हैं because outlay यहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा है. Then second thing is that yes, its goal is to become Atmanirbhar, that is self-reliant. And third is nothing but mission is leading to decarbonization of economy. So all the three statements are correct here. Next statement, one of the statement, the Reserve Bank of India in January published a report on working group of state government guarantees. Now if you consider all of these, which of the following statements are not correct regarding the recommendation of above working group? What is this working group? Report of working group on state government guarantees. The word guarantee should include all instruments which create an obligation and contingent or otherwise part of state government. So if you look at this statement, first statement is this, we have to find which are not correct. The state government may consider fixing a ceiling for incremental guarantees issued during a year at 5% of revenue receipts or 0.5% of gross state domestic product, whichever is higher. And third, state government may consider charging a minimum guarantee fee for guarantees extended. An additional risk premium may be charged based on risk category and tenor of the underlying loan. 1 only, 2 only, 3 only, 1, 2 only, all of the above are correct. We have to find which of the following statements are not correct, and the answer is second statement is wrong. First statement is correct, third statement is correct. Let us now see why the statements are wrong here. Okay, so your first statement, the word guarantee is there. So the word guarantee should include all the instruments, credit obligation, contingent, otherwise. So that is why this is correct. Second statement, when we are talking about, it was related to your fixing the ceiling in incremental guarantees, that is at 5% and 0.5% for revenue receipts and GDP. Okay, so the state government may consider fixing ceiling of incremental guarantees issued during 5% of revenue receipts and 0.5% of gross domestic product, whichever is more, not whichever is less. So more was replaced by, less was replaced by more. So that is why your second statement is wrong. And third statement is correct, that is nothing but this is the the purpose for which government guarantees are issued should be clearly defined. Then last question of today's session. Indian Constitution, the role and appointment of governor, a pivotal figure in state governance, are outlined in specific articles. One such article dealing with appointment of the office of governor. Which of the following articles pertains to the appointment of the governor? Governor is appointed by which article? Article 152, 153, 154, 156, 155. The answer is very simple, guys. The answer is 155, which is associated with the appointment of governor, okay, or governor's office, appointment of office of governor, article 155, very, very important. So we will end the session here. And one more important thing, yes, if you are an RBI Grade B aspirant, definitely check our GA MCQ batch, which we have launched especially for your ESI current affairs, for your finance banking current affairs, for your overall GA preparation, which is for 80 marks and which is responsible for your phase 1 selection. So do check this course, and if you have not definitely bought it, then go and check out the details of the course and enroll it. Thank you very much. See you next time.